Welcome back to Crypto Cash. Again, thank you so much for being here with me. I hope this message finds you well. We're going to look at Solana again to see what's going on. It looks like we tried out this small area for heavy clearance and have since backed off. Of course, Solana is running with Bitcoin and is often thought of as the same thing. We can be sure that the price will keep going up now that it has broken through this small support in this range. But that doesn't mean it can't go back. Please understand that there's a good chance this fair value gap will be closed down to 130 along with the fair value gap. I think Bitcoin will also be filled when the Asian markets open here in a bit. They still have about 5% profit left, which is like meat on the bone. It's likely that they'll make some money here soon. So I don't think there will be a huge drop, but Bitcoin will likely go down. There's a good chance that it's true. You shouldn't short into it though, because there is a lot of movement. I agree with you about Solana as well. Okay, good job. Let's look at it and see if it's worth making money or what the deal is. First, I want to thank everyone who has joined my group for their great feedback. Thanks a lot. I'm glad things are going well for you. This is a good profit from Cardano and Sui 65 and 22%. We're not going to be too heavy on the long-term view, but clearly is 2020 people have been overtrading a lot, which is something we should have known better. The markets have been giving us so many false wins. I actually have a lot of new users who lost all their money in the market because they listen to moon boys who say that everything is going to go to the moon. They have been very quiet lately. I can see why Bitcoin's price was so low. It must be pretty loud here today to scream I told you so. But I have to say that saying that destroys a lot of people. Just be careful not to trade too much. Take a look here isn't really a good idea. We can see that this big concentration liquidation has gone away $600 million at 136, so majority bankruptcy has been swept here, at least for now. I was just talking to people in my neighborhood about this, and they asked what the range was. I told them that 136 to 140 was a good guess. We can see that there's still some left over. If you zoom in and out a bit, you can see that there's about $2 billion in liquidation between 137 and 139. That means there's still some. Remember that the price is probably going to keep going up because, as we said, there isn't much that could go wrong. So just be aware that that could happen. I do believe that Solana will likely go even higher up. I'm going to draw some new fib levels here soon. This is what our playout chart looks like after the daily candlestick closes. If you're not familiar with it, it's on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. To fill its CME gap, Bitcoin is making a really nice Elliott wave. This could be the fourth wave leg down. CME is much smaller than the fair value gap. If that happens, you can be sure that Solana will have a situation very close to that. Because of this, I think Solana will back off a bit, but I don't think it will be huge. We should be able to get Solana back on track unless Bitcoin does something stupid and crazy like start going down to the low 50s. Let's start with the data period and work our way down to get a sense of where we are as a start. We have this local pushback that is still a little above us. It's around 135,136. When you zoom out, it's a little hard to see, but that area of retracement is likely to stay a support. On the other hand, it could also cup and handle out, letting the price action continue further up. That's more of a guess right now. We'll look at it in shorter time frames, but this resistance at 136 is still there. It's still there after you sweep. The same thing here as I already said, 50 on the RSI stochastic swinging up money flow index going back up with a perfect pivot off of that 20 level is a great place to buy. All of these things were present on Bitcoin in general, so Solana following it hand in hand means that we're seeing a very similar type of daily setting each day. The MACD is trying to converge, which is also true for Bitcoin. This means that a lot of good things are going to happen, but we can't say for sure that we are positive. I think that this is a key level of pushback because we haven't broken through it yet. We've seen several retries at that level, but it hasn't been broken yet. Today we closed above 136. That's likely something to think about for a long. I understand that it seems silly to wait for the price to go up before going long in the same way. Not unless you can watch the charts all day every day though. It's a safer and better way to trade. Don't worry about this at all if you trade every day. Of course, this is helpful and it might even help you on the test, but I can't just show you the chart for 1 minute and then wait an hour and show it to you again. That doesn't make sense. This is the exact reason why I have a day trade bot. Here's a link to cryptocash.tech again in case you're interested. There is a trading school, a community, and a signals group that I run. To go over it again, it's been fun, but I'm there to make sure that the market doesn't kill people. That's the whole point. For some reason, I haven't taken as many trades as I usually do here. We're just being safe. We're going to stay in green. The queue is now over. Okay, give me 4 hours. We need to quickly talk about this so we can look at these SMAs. We're higher than both SMAs. As we already said, there's a good chance that the price will come back up here after an initial rejection and a pivot bounce off the previous support. It didn't even happen. Just one more reason why I think the price will first drop to that level before it starts to rise again. There are a lot of reasons for this, but the main one is that fair value gap. That's pretty much it, okay? We moved and our plane got too close to the sun, right? In the end, that's what it all comes down to. It's not that the price can't go up without filling, but there's a better chance we'll see a correction. But everything here is really bold. For the next 4 hours, this doesn't really tell us what we're shorting into. If you know it's not a good idea to short, then leave this talk right now. Please get that. If you want to take a short though, it makes sense to play it tight and keep an eye on it close. There is still a pretty small chance of shorting Solana to 120. Once more, $119.99. That's something we've already talked about, and we'll close the gap when we get there. There is a very small chance that will happen though, unless Bitcoin falls back to the low 50s. Now on the hourly time frame, everything is going to prove that the price is going up. This place doesn't have much to see. Most likely, what we should do is now, I'll explain that a little more fully later, but in general, I'll be updating our fib levels. I'll make sure we have, if there's a chance we need to pay attention to these case scenarios. I'll send that out. On the other hand, the hourly time frame here, minus a little overextension, is the same way. Right now it's 7. Price trends are likely to go up in the long term. I believe that we will experience a small drop to one of these levels before that will happen. Okay, just letting you know about that again. That's a very good chance. Is it a promise? In this market, nothing is certain, but we have a lot of movement. You try not to cut it short, but you're going to. I only want you to use low force and small positions. Don't be a jerk who wants everything. Right now, that's not the case. Okay, anyone who tells you you're different is usually not very good at what they do or doesn't care about how others feel. Because once more, a real analyst will know that the market is too risky right now and that it's best to play it safe